Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Current River Broadcasting as we're at Doniphan High School for the last home game of the season for the Doniphan Donettes. And they are going to be facing a big school tonight, Class 5, Jackson High School. Actually, I think they may be 6. They're either 5 or 6, but they're going to be paying the Jackson Lady Indians. This was a game that was canceled back when we had the bad weather and rescheduled for tonight. And, of course, we'll have the junior varsity game, and we've been having a lot of half games, but tonight we should have a full junior varsity game, as it looks like Jackson's got about 12, 13 girls out there. Of course, the Donettes have about 10 or 11, so we're probably looking at a full JV game tonight. But the varsity game ought to be a good one. As I was looking at some of the stats, or some of the scores from some of the games, the common opponents for the varsity, they've played 7 of the same teams, and they're both 6-1 against the 7 teams that they both played, and they're both 6-1 in the 7 games, and both of the losses were to South Iron. Now the Donettes, lost here by 10, and Jackson lost to them by 16, so we should be looking for a good one in that varsity game, and this JV game probably will be a good one as well. By the way, I'm Keith Bowman. If this is your first time listening, which I kind of doubt that, but we do have a lot of listeners and from all over the country, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's not some in other countries around the world, that listen in as well. This live stream is a very cool thing. Later on, I'm going to give you the names of Matt Morin's kids that are in his Current River Broadcasting class who at one time or another have run the cameras at our games and do such a great job. We're going to give you their names a little bit later on. But right now, we're going to give you the starters. Addison Criddle, a 5'5 sophomore. She's number 3. Number 4, Lily Cole, a 5'5 sophomore. Brooke Balsman, a 5'5 sophomore, number 10. And a 5-foot freshman, number 11, Lily Watkins. She looks like she's as tall as the other one, but they got her down at 5'5". And then at number 14, Katie St. John, a 6'1 sophomore. They have some tall girls. And now for Coach Adam Epps and the junior varsity Donettes, it will be Macy Manus and Marley Kennan, Tara Davis, Ava Monahan, and number 42, Delila Watson, will start for the Donettes junior varsity. The Jackson Lady Indians junior varsity is coached by Luke Guyot, I believe is how you say his name. Jackson red uniform, black numbers with white trim. They will be going from right to left here in the first half. Donettes left to right. And I hope you enjoy. This will be our last broadcast, and right now it looks like we're going to be doing the girls and the boys in the district tournament on the radio. We'll keep you updated on that as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about the district coming up here later. We're also going to interview the Don senior boys tonight, if they all are here. I've seen a couple of them, but we're going to do that. And this is also senior night for the girls as well. Drive to the baseline, shot put up, partially blocked, and Ava Monahan comes out with it, and they knock it off her leg. I think it went off her leg. The trailing official called it off of Jackson, but that ball went off of Ava Monahan's leg. Jackson's going to start out in a man-to-man. Davis over to Manus in the corner. Monahan going to take it to the hole, gets wide open and lays it in. The other night, we only played the half of the JV game, the Donettes last game here, and Monahan scored 18 points in 2 quarters. Pass in the corner, back out to Lily Cole, 3-pointers and air ball. It's saved inbounds, and it's loose over there on the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Jackson. And bounce pass comes. And going back into the back court to get it is Cole. And on the left side to Balsman. They're running a weave. Now Criddle takes it down to the paint. Her layup's good. And Coach Epps calls a timeout. The Donettes didn't defend that very well, so he calls a quick timeout because they were running a weave, and then about the second girl that got it on the handoff, she just cut right down the middle and nobody picked her up. Nobody come off their man to help. And you got to come off and help and make them make that pass and hope that they miss a shot or that somebody else picks them up, and it didn't happen that time. So Coach Epps calls a quick timeout. 2-2's our score. I was going to look again at Jackson's roster because I think number 11. We got the varsity roster here. Donettes break the press. Monahan's going to take it in. Passes on the other side to Manus. It's going to be knocked away and stolen. They do have her at 5 foot, but she looks like she's 5'5", just like all the rest of them, except for the big girl. Criddle gets it across the half line. It's batted away by Monahan. It goes out of bounds right at midcourt. It'll stay with Jackson, and it'll be Addison Criddle to throw it in. And she throws it into Cole. Cole goes behind the back, hands it off. Criddle loses the handle. It's picked up by Monahan. She's going to take it down, and she sidesteps the defender and lays it in. Well, even Monahan with 4 points. And now the ball's going to go out of bounds. Good pressure defense by Monahan and Macy Manus, and dribbling the ball off her foot is Criddle. And it'll be Donette's ball right at the end of the Jackson bench. Macy Manus will throw it in. Gets it into Watson, head of the key. Kicks it out to Davis. Davis gets a screen. Watson rolls, but no, she's not open, so Davis will bring it back out front and set it up. In the corner, Macy Manus. Down low to Marley Kennan. She turns, hands it to Watson, and Watson barely gets out of there for the 3-second. Over to Monahan. Monahan dribbles into the paint, gives it to Watson, and we're going to have a reach-in foul called on Jackson. Going to be on number 10, Brooke Ballsman. That's the first.